Shibon and Guru in the house, back with another bang on video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, unbelievable news for you guys. The biggest thing is that Arsenal will make Pablo Mari's deal permanent. Well, yes, Arsenal had already made the decision to sign Pablo Mari permanently in January. Arsenal took Pablo Mari on loan to circumvent financial fair play. Then Arsenal paid a significant sum to loan him out. So, of course, they have no choice but to sign him permanently. More on it, please watch the video till the end. You'll get all the news, views, and everything about Arsenal. And do subscribe because we're on a mission of reaching 5,000 subscribers to help grow this channel. Freddie Ljungberg and Gabriel Martinelli in Arsenal training, ladies and gentlemen, at London Colney. It looks like it could be a Martinelli either as a substitution or he could start the game. In Arsenal youngsters, Zach Medley, Trey Coyle, and Matt Smith were all involved in first team training at London Colney, especially Zach Medley, who's tall enough but is not good in 1v1. So you'll come to know more on it because all the views, latest news, and everything is already present on this channel. Well, Pablo Mari's fee breakdown, ladies and gentlemen. Arsenal paid 5 million in January, and they will pay 3 million right now, and a further 1 million for every 10 games he plays, up to the limit of 8 million. That is, if Mari plays 80 games for Arsenal, the total is 16 million euros. That is the amount of money. That is exactly how Arsenal will pay 60 million euros in for Pablo Mari. Well, moving on. Well, Flamengo VP confirms Arsenal will activate Pablo Mari's purchase clause to make the deal permanent, and it looks like finally it could be that the left-footed centre back will be having a permanent place in Arsenal's defence. Well, moving on. Arteta has spoken about Bukayo Saka, ladies and gentlemen, because he says he has qualities to play in 2 or 3 different positions, and that's a great thing to have in a player in our squad again. Yesterday was another very tough game for him with the way things happened and when we went down to 10 men. I think with Bukayo, it's part of his development and he needs to be able to adapt at different positions, and he's very willing to do that. Well, Cedric Soares' injury update is here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a facial injury. Successful procedure has taken place further to nasal fracture sustained in training, aiming to return to full training in the next 2 weeks. Well, not only this, let's talk about it. Well, AFTV Media posted happy birthday to you, Aubameyang. Aubameyang replied, thanks and sorry for yesterday, guys. Aubameyang is sorry for what he did, but let's see. Moving on. Well, according to training on 19th, we had Leno, Martinez, Hector Bellerin, Tierney, Holding, Cedric Soares, Mustafi Luis, Kolasinac, and Zach Medley, along with Ceballos, Ozil, Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Willock, Guendouzi, Saka, and Matt Smith, Lacazette, Trey Coyle, Aubameyang, Pepe, Nelson, and Nketiah, and Martinelli. So everyone is there, ladies and gentlemen, against Brighton. Let's see who is going to be playing for Arsenal. Well, Arsenal will actively seek to offload Mesut Ozil before next season to get his salary off the wage bill. Gunners would be open to loaning out Ozil if a club would pay a significant chunk of his wages, and Arsenal would not mind to pay some of it either. Mesut Ozil, Mikel Arteta has called Mesut Ozil to explain why he will not be included. He was not included in the Arsenal squad to Manchester City. As he told midfielder, he expects more in training but insists he is still part of the plan for the rest of the season. And the Gunners boss did not feel Ozil was sharp enough to be included and made it clear he expected more in training from the player. Well, not in this. The Gunners boss did not feel Ozil was sharp enough. So let's see. He says it's a question for the club to respond to. He said when it was suggested Arsenal would sell Aubameyang if the captain does not agree on contract extensions. I was very clear on Monday about my intentions and whether we have the financial ability to do the deal. And if we are able to convince him it is the right path to continue his career here, it's another question. And he says, I don't think we have any margin for error. I think we have to be very, very consistent and get a streak of games winning in a row if we want to lift the belief and reduce the margin of points we have between us and the other top clubs. Also talking about Pepe, we'll come back to it as well because moving on. Well, talking about the bigger picture, Arsenal have reportedly exercised the option already to sign Pablo Mari, and the likes of Ozil, Alexander Lacazette, and Nicolas Pepe were all left out of the starting 11. So Mikel Arteta replied to it. He says, I never use any lineup or squad to send any message because the messages I send are always face-to-face with the players concerned. I tell them what I expect from them and what things are not working from both sides to get a better performance. Every case is completely different. Nico had a few issues in the last few weeks and needed a little more time to play, and same with Laka and Mesut, but it's not about sending messages. That's not my way for sure. Sean Dyche has warned the big Premier League club boys that you will not get Dwight McNeil on the cheap. Burnley's 50 million rated winger, who's 20 years of age, has been linked with both Manchester clubs, Arsenal, Leicester, and a host of others. including Juventus. But boss Deitch said the club is in an incredibly strong position financially. That hasn't changed because of COVID. If anyone does want to knock on our door and ask for our players, we know the true worth of them. Chris Wilder, ladies and gentlemen, has confirmed Sheffield United are ready to take legal action if their ghost goal costs them European football against the likes of Chelsea, Man United, and Arsenal. The Hawkeye cock up against Aston Villa robbed the Blades of going fifth, a Champions League spot if Man City are banned. Sports lawyer Nick DeMarco QC feels the club may have a case for compensation if they miss out, and boss Wilder hinted they may take action ahead of tomorrow's trip to Newcastle. He said, I have not had anything back off the board or CEO. There will be obviously be a discussion about me about the situation. That's only right, and I think everybody would expect that. I suppose we will only know after our final game at Southampton. Arsenal are ready to swoop for French starlet Pape Gueye amid his legal dispute with Watford. A representative from the Le Havre midfielder insists that he will not join the Hornets with a treble your money offer on the table at the Emirates Stadium. Well, he says it has been claimed that Gunners are ready to move for Pape's agent dismiss the Watford transfer. He said Pape will not go to Watford. The contract was signed in January, but it has not yet taken effect, and no one can force it. After that, Watford can ask for severance payments, but they cannot force Pape to play for them. This clause was fixed by the club at £4.5 million, but it is far from the reality of today since the value of the player has dropped by half with the health crisis. The value of Pape was valued between 1.8 to 2.7 million pounds, and today the transfer market value him at around 1.45 million pounds. The club that wants to sign him must therefore negotiate to drop his clause with Watford. The government will reportedly demand every Premier League match to be shown live on TV until fans can return to stadiums. But the move is set to put them on collision course with Sky Sports and BT Sport. The government wants to ensure matches are made available to as big an audience as possible, with fans not allowed to go to stadiums, but having shelled out £5 billion between them to broadcast games between 2019 and 2022, BT Sport and Sky Sports fear they will lose subscribers if fans cancel their amounts and watch the free-to-air matches only. So that is a big blow for them as well. And moving on, John Barnes reckons Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang could become another Mesut Ozil. I've already spoken about it. But Mesut Ozil is in the squad today against Brighton, ladies and gentlemen. And Arteta has spoken about Lacazette. He says, Alex is a player I always liked because of the type of striker he is. He can do a bit of everything. He's very talented at combining and linking his work rate and the way he competes for every ball. It's rare to find that in a striker. Lille manager Christophe Galtier has confirmed that Victor Osimhen will be leaving the club in the coming window. The Nigerian forward, 21 years of age, is a target for Arsenal. Gabriel Magalhaes, also leaving Lille, will transfer to Napoli, looking likely. And talking about Mikel Arteta missing Luiz and Xhaka against Brighton, he says, some leaders appear when others go, and that is the responsibility. We know how the dressing room has to be managed, what type of people you need. You need a balance, and obviously you need some leadership. And he further went on saying, you're talking about two players that are natural leaders, but there are many ways to be a leader. We have other people that have to step up. It is one of the things in our club culture to be implemented, and they have to understand how important that is. Bukayo Saka is set to snap interest from Manchester United and Liverpool and sign a new long-term contract at Arsenal. It is happening, ladies and gentlemen, and Mesut Ozil is determined to see out the final year of his Arsenal contract. Club are keen to sell or loan to raise funds and offload 350k per week wages. Arteta is open to using him. Relationship between head coach and player remains professional. For now, Arsenal are interested in signing Thiago Silva, whose contract expires with Paris Saint-Germain this summer. However, he would have to take a wage cut, huge wage cut, if he is to join Arsenal. And Manchester City defender John Stones is likely to leave the club this summer, and Arsenal are interested in the English defender. It has been hugely popularized. And moving on, Mikel Arteta has opened up about Alex Lacazette. He said he had a lot of continuity with me, but he had a spell when he was finding it difficult to score goals. We have two strikers, and they have to fight for their places. I want that type of competition within the squad. And moving on, Mikel Arteta has opened up about Nicolas Pepe, and you won't believe it's a scathing attack, and it's a straightforward attempt to help Nicolas Pepe actually take responsibility. He says it's clear that Pepe's consistency has not been at the level he can produce. He is the first to accept that. That's what I'm going to demand of a player of his level and caliber. He has to produce. He has to be producing every 3 days at the level that he can be. He has to be a player that can make the difference. That is a threat that generates fear in the opponents and give us a big threat in the final third. His work rate has to be related as well with that kind of performance. He knows that He's such a nice kid. He's trying really hard. You have to accept as well the timing and the way he has adapted for the first year. He's willing, and I'm sure we are going to get the best out of that. I'm convinced of that. It's taking the flash movements into the consistent mode. That, for a creative wide player to do, is a big task. So he believes that will happen. And talking about Ainsley Maitland-Niles, Mikel Arteta says Ainsley needs to put his head down, work hard, and show me every day in training he wants it more than anybody else, and that he wants to play for this club and fight for his place. That's exactly it should be, isn't it? Well, after a meeting behind closed doors, this is from a very trusted source. Arteta has confirmed that he relied on Ozil for the upcoming season dues, but wanted the player to do more in training. Ozil explains his concerns about his wife and daughter, and Arteta convinced him of the idea of changing their residence to Turkey. That is another important victory in Mikel Arteta's record. Mesut Ozil, according to local reports, gave permission to two groups of workers to start renovating the villa for the couple in Turkey. The work is expected to be completed quickly, ensuring that the mother and daughter are transferred at the earliest opportunity. Ozil is determined to prove himself under the authority of Arteta, whom he respects the most. Well, these were the news of the day. I hope you enjoyed whatever came your way. All the views and news and everything about Arsenal comes on this platform every single day, twice. So sit back, relax, and enjoy all the news that comes on this platform. I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers. And don't forget to subscribe. We are on a mission of reaching 5,000 subscribers. We are not far off. You guys can help me reach there. And I will see you in my next video. Until then, cheers.